Well, hello there.
Well, hello there, everybody.
Oh man, here we
How
are.
y'all doing?
Yeah, you're looking kind of you're looking kind of dark over there. It's like we got the light side, we got the dark side. Maybe we're foreshadowing into some conversations we're gonna have later. I don't know, man. I just realized that you're looking kind of I don't know. You're looking kind of dark.
It's kind of vibey over here, man. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Looks like what is that? The anonymous.
Yeah.
Except my face is showing, but
yeah, you kind of defeats the purpose. You also need the voice changer. You got your hats in the background. I've never noticed those. You can see them all going down the door. You're straight vibing today. Yo, Jeremy.
On this wall too.
It's Thursday. Chat's here. How you doing?
Doing fine, man. It's like it's been raining a couple days this week in Texas, so that's pretty good. Yeah. We haven't seen that in a while, and it's gonna be more cool next week. So like I'm kind of getting excited. I've been so I'll usually go outside like sometime during the morning or the afternoon, but I've been sitting out there more during the day lately because it's a vibe.
Yeah. I mean, it's been. I mean, we all know it's been a hot summer. I'm looking forward to the cooler weather. I know down there in Texas, I know it's been hot up in Kansas. I can't imagine down in Texas, but I've been good. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week. I did those a couple of those solo streams with some Top Shot. Did some pretty boring for people to watch, I'm sure, but it was about 4.5 hours of me just buying moments and locking moments, and there and that's and there we are. And that's all it was. But we're here. It's Thursday, about to head into the weekend. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I seen you on those Top Shot grinds, the Top Shot streams and everything, trying to make top 750 for every team.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be one of the only whales in Top Shot.
I mean, there's 200 people right now that are top 750 for all the teams right now.
Nice.
So
I mean, that's 200 out of what? Hundreds of I don't know.
That's true.
Hundreds of thousands of wallets, right?
Hundreds of thousands of bots and wallets. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure a lot of users, they still count their accounts for ones that were there, the rent seekers early on that would just buy and flip, and they haven't touched their accounts in a while. So I don't know what the actual active user account is, but yeah. But we're there. We got Q Dog in the chat. We got him totally there. State. I always mess it up. I go in confidently, but Staley Wayne Manor's on the chat as well. Yo, thanks for joining.
Say howdy. Just say howdy next time.
I was about to say it so confidently, and then I paused, and I just messed it up. And BSB coming with the cat gem.
Howdy, Wayne. BSB in the chat. Let's go.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let me pull Flip.finance up, and let's look at this is our weekly recap stream. So let's pull up the floors. I don't know if we want to. Maybe everyone wants to close your eyes and just come back in 5 minutes after we get done talking about the floors. But let's pull it up. Let's rip off the band-aid and let's look at the past 7 days and seeing what has changed. But off the bat, we already see a lot of red. But let's look at the positive first. What's been good over the last week since the last time we've streamed and did our recap? And does any of these projects stick out to you?
Nope. Pretty much none at all.
I mean, you look at the floor prices for all these. It's like 0.07, 0.05, 0.01, 0, 0.4, 04.
Could you put a minimum floor price of let's just say 0.6 on the left?
Yeah. Let me see.
Just because I'm curious.
What did you want to say, 0.6?
Yeah. I feel like an ETH is not fair. An ETH is pretty hard to stay above.
Yeah, 0.6. So you got NFTIF.
Okay, here we go. Here we get some familiar ones, some banger ones.
Yeah, now we know what these projects are. So you've got NFTIF. I didn't realize that they're at a 59 ETH floor. I don't know how much of that is just from Diamond handing and how much of it is actually sales getting it there.
Yeah.
Because they, as we know, I think this was last week, they sold out at 30 ETH.
Yeah.
And the price dropped to like 25 ETH, and now they're back up to 59.
Yeah, I think anything below like a 10 to 12% floor change is pretty irrelevant. I mean, you can just chalk that up to daily volatility. Yeah. But to see those top 3 or 4, even including Pudgy Penguins, they've been on a ripper lately the last 2 weeks. They're kind of coming back from the dead.
They are. They're getting physicals. I don't know if you saw the toys that they got, or I don't know if they're plushies or toys, but they got some physicals being sent out that Pudgy Penguins do. And then oddities, cool. Something near and dear, close to your heart. They're moving.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the oddities, we'll get into it a little later, but I think a couple, some news and some rumors came out about the oddities, so they've been on a little tear as well.
Yeah. All right. Should we look at the opposite? Should we look at the losers for the week?
Just rip it off, man. Just rip off the Band-Aid.
Let's change it. All right. At the very top, we got Psychedelics Anonymous. We got Aversano. I mean, we even have art. It's not even just like the PFPs. It's like Justin Aversano, like one of the most like probably revered photography artists in the space. And he's down, or his project's down, and it's probably just one person probably undercutting the floor trying to get out because of everything. Yeah. But you got On-Chain Monkey, you got Chimpers, you got Jenkins, Illuminati. You got all these projects we know. They are not doing good.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks to see some of these up here. I'm surprised at Admit One because I think what's his name just put out a tweet today, like, "Hey, it's something happening soon." Yeah, G Money had put out something. Hey, this is about to pop off, and then here we go, like almost 30% down. Illuminati floor is way down than what it used to be for when they were handing out the goblins. I think they got up to like 1.2, 1.25.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much cut in half. Cyber Brokers has been on a free fall downwards. Definitely the last 3 weeks.
Even Fluff World, like I always, or we always kind of, it's always funny to point out, but like Fluff, like we don't talk about it a lot. No one ever does, but it's one of the most consistent NFT projects in terms of price. Like it was always in that 2 to 3 ETH range, no matter what, through the bull market, through the bear market, and never got pumped and never dumped. But I guess this bear market, they're finally getting a little bit of bleeding from their project and their floor. So even them, they're not safe. But yeah, it's been. I think we could probably label it like we're in like an actual NFT bear market now, right? Like it's safe to say that because in the past people have always said like, oh, we're in a bear market, but it's only been a week or two and the prices dropped like 10%, not too much. But we're having floors like just fall through the roof. People are kind of getting, you could tell the toxicity vibes are just at an all-time high on Twitter and everywhere right now. Like, would you label this an NFT bear market right now?
I mean, I guess I would say that we've been in one. It's kind of just like the cream somewhat like rising to the top, right?
Yeah.
Like we just see a lot of these projects that deserve to probably die off, start doing that, and then just the turnover and stuff that we kind of expected, but at the same time you kind of hate to see because maybe you still had bags in a lot of those projects.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time last year, you would hear people all the time say 98% of NFT projects are going to go to zero, and it never happened last year. And then all of a sudden, it's happening now. Projects that people probably didn't think would get that low are getting, they're getting that low, and their floors dropping 98%.
Tough.
Real tough out there. We're going to try to bring some news. Hopefully some of it's positive. Well, I'm not going to promise it's all going to be positive. We're going to try to break the news and give our opinions, and maybe it's not going to be so positive, but some stuff will be. So let's hop into that. And first up, let's talk a little bit of ZED Run. So ZED had an announcement come out yesterday, and they are basically putting restrictions for paid races on certain states in the United States. So it's Arizona, Arkansas, Iowa, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Montana, New Jersey, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, and Washington. So if you're in any of these states, you can, starting on the 22nd, you can no longer enter paid races. You can still do the free tournaments, the free races, and all that, but you can't enter paid races.
Why would they do that?
Well, I mean, hey, it's right here. People can look at the announcement. Basically, they have. It sounds like they hired a lot more lawyers in the direction that they're wanting to go, more into probably the gambling sector. You would assume this is what this is about, and they're basically now covering their bases from a business standpoint. And I think this tells me that they're wanting to pursue the gambling aspect of their game, which I think is exciting for like a holder. I mean, it's easy to look at this announcement and be like, wait, they banned it in states? This is terrible. This is bearish. I'm selling my horses. But I mean, I tend to look at it like this is a step forward. They're making the next steps to being able to have people gamble on races, which is people have been wanting that for the longest time.
Okay, so this is just a move towards like legitimizing themselves as a kind of like a gambling site in a way, except they're just gambling on their own app, their own game. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and we think about it like, I mean, maybe there's a lot of people here that play DraftKings, and the last decade there's been fights in states to get DraftKings being able to be used, because there's still states today that you can't use DraftKings. You can't submit a fantasy lineup on DraftKings because it's considered gambling. So they're kind of, you can kind of see Zed going the same route that DraftKings has been going, and there's probably going to be. I think a lot of these states, once they get maybe more partnered with them and established, that it's going to swap the other way. I know a lot of these states, like Michigan, for example, you have to be partnered with a casino before you can offer some kind of like pay for play type of thing, or gambling. So I think once I think a lot of these states, maybe they're going to be working on trying to get those partnerships in place, and then slowly add them and remove that restriction.
I got it. I mean, I haven't played Zed in a long time, but I do know that even before, obviously, crypto and NFTs were really kind of going mainstream. I mean, they're far away from mainstream, but ZED Run especially, before they were established, DraftKings and some of those other platforms are already making way within like legislation at the state level to be able to. I remember like that list used to be like twice as long, pretty much.
Yeah.
For United States gambling, on sports gambling, and so that's come a long way within the last probably 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I remember back whenever I lived in Texas, like DraftKings, when they first had to like ban a lot of states, Texas was on the list, and I couldn't play. Luckily, I moved like a month later to Oklahoma, and I was able to. But I don't even know if I don't know if you currently can do that in Texas or not. I think they've made their way into it now, but I'm not too sure. I don't follow the fantasy sport laws as much.
Yeah, so I mean that's good to see though. I mean, I think it's gonna attract a lot of, a lot of the user base that they're trying to go after, like the real degens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could just picture Zed like in a Las Vegas casino, right? And just these digital horses, people putting their own horses in races, and then betting on them, other people betting on them, looking like you can just, it's so easy to visualize that scenario coming to fruition in the future.
Yeah, definitely fits the bill.
So speaking of staying on the Zed front, we have one more piece of news they announced. So lending is coming, and they announced this blog. They have a little bit more information about lending. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat, because we're not gonna, we're not gonna read through all of it. So if you're interested, feel free to go through this guide, look through it, and read some more of the parameters of lending. But they're working on it, and lending is coming, which I'm excited about, because I have way too many horses that I can't keep track of. So I will be taking advantage of horse lending in Zed. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of dope. Just because, people have maybe way too big of stables, or they're inactive. They can't be as active as they want to be during the week. Whatever it may be, like just for them to throw on this extra feature, and hopefully it's well tested. But we'll we'll find out.
And the other side of it too, not just the stable part of it, but the user. Like you can have someone that like they want to be competitive in Zed, but they just they can't afford a competitive racehorse, because a lot of the cheaper horses you get, they're not worth like you can buy a horse for $15-20. It's not going to be good or win you any money, but this kind of gives people an opportunity to go out and maybe you can loan out, or you can rent a winning racehorse, and you can experience it from that standpoint, and have fun with it that way. So I think it's going to be good for both ways.
You're right.
Any final thoughts about Zed?
No, I mean, I'd like to kind of get back into it, but now, I remember the tools that I used to use, and I'm like, where do I start? Right? It's like, I feel like it's harder to almost stop and then start again versus just starting brand new at the moment. Yeah,
I get that. I mean, obviously they have their Discord. That's a good place to hop into. They're a lot better about communicating via their blogs to kind of see what the updates are. And then as far as just like market wise, you're going to want to use Haku and Know Your Horses. Those are the two websites. So if anyone's out there, Haku and Know Your Horses, those are the two websites that you're going to want to use to navigate the Zedscape.
Yeah, maybe we bring you host somebody like another Zed Wiz, and then you and that person have a stream about kind of like the tools to get back into it.
Yeah, maybe we we center around lending, but also the aspect of getting back into it as well. Yeah, maybe we do that. We'll I'm sure we can arrange that. And there's a lot of big stables out there that that we know. A lot of apes out there that I'm sure would love to come on and help out people.
Oh, geez. All right.
All right, let's hop into some drama. How about that? A lot of ZED people came from DraftKings. Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like people go from like DraftKings to Top Shot to ZED. Like I think that was like the natural order.
Yeah, that makes sense. You just think about the people again. Like gambling is definitely somewhat of an addiction. Not saying everybody who gambles has the addiction, but it's it's kind of like a cliche for a reason. But it makes sense. I just think that hopefully there are these rules and like laws and legislation kind of in place and like the resources out there for people to just like stay safe with it.
Yeah.
That's one of the harder things. It's like it's crypto. You already think of it as kind of like fake internet money, and it's like how deep will somebody go?
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck.
So a couple days ago, there was a pretty big Twitter Spaces. And let's talk about it. It was the Bored Ape Yacht Club, our very own BAYC. You can see here on the Twitter account, there's a big 1M on their followers. So they hit 1 million followers. And absolutely, we need to play that drop. They hit 1 million, and they decided to have a Twitter Spaces to basically celebrate, to have holders and people come together, share stories, celebrate 1 million. You had all of the founders on there. I think this was like one of the first times where there was a public Twitter Spaces where all of the founders were on there and talking interactive. So first, before we get into kind of the aftermath of it, did you listen to the Twitter Spaces?
I mean, I definitely tried my hardest to. It wasn't the most fun thing to listen to, but I did really enjoy pretty much just the beginning part where Gordon was on. I feel like Gordon had the most vibe to him. Yeah. And then we were kind of wondering, I'll get your thought on it real quick. Yeah. Do you think Gordon was the voice like in the other side tutorial?
I don't think so, but
improbable walkthrough.
But now that you say it, it does sound like, listening back to like how I remember it, the voice in the Twitter Space and the voice in the other side, they do kind of sound similar. That kind of like hype up sound as well. Like, yeah, actually, I never put that connection. Maybe that's true. Maybe that is it.
Yeah, we're thinking like they did something to his voice, like kind of gamify it a little bit, make it a little deeper, a little bit more like electric or electronic. But it did sound pretty similar. Me and BSB thought maybe it could be Gordon that was walking us through.
And Gordon's definitely the hype guy, I feel like, from the founders team. Like Garga's a little bit chill, just kind of hangs to himself. But Gordon, I mean, you saw him at Ape Fest. He was just out there in the middle of the crowds, meeting everybody. Just I feel like he's the hype guy. So I can see that. But I enjoyed the Twitter Spaces, and I think I agree with you. The first part, whenever it was all the founders talking, it was great. I love, because we like a year ago or so, we didn't know who the founders were. Even like a few months ago, like we were like, oh, we know who they are, but we don't know much about them. I feel like just now we're finally starting to peel back the layers, see more behind the scenes of what took place the last year and a half from the founder's standpoint, and it's really cool hearing their stories, hearing their input, and actually hearing from them, because we never used to from the first place. I could have done without the second part, which I think we probably agree on, where they just had people from the community that were kind of curated, that they knew ahead of time. They submitted what they were going to say ahead of time. It was the same people we've heard on Twitter Spaces before from Bored Ape Spaces. I feel like they have like their circle that they kind of go to, where it's like their safe bet, because which I understand. You don't want just anybody up there, because at this point you're this big of a company. You have like this massive FUD campaign against you right now, being led by certain people that we're not going to name.
Toasty.
Toasty, Gokina. So I understand that, but I would have liked to have just had more from the founders and less from people in the community, because the community stuff was all the same, which we knew. It's like, oh yeah, Bored Ape's changed my life. It's done this. Like, yeah, obviously it's done that for everybody. It's done that for all of us. That's not news to me. I want to hear more from the founders.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is like the other part that I liked was Jenkins when Jenkins came on.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he kind of tipped his hat to them and just said, hey, there wouldn't be really any of us, or at least most of us here today if it weren't, or in the positions that we're in, if it weren't for Bored Apes and the founders and the team that they put together. So I thought that was pretty cool, and that he was, he's like, hey, there'd be no Jenkins without Bored Apes, right? So
yeah, that was cool. Then they had Beeple came on as well and talked a little bit about it. Like he just like stopped by, which I think one of the most vivid memories I have from the early Bored Ape days was whenever it was like apes versus mutants, and then Beeple, one of his daily projects or art pieces was based around Meebits versus apes battling it out. And it's funny that at that time it was Meebits versus apes, and now it's apes and punks, where we're at now. So that was cool. But then once you get into the people that we've heard from before, we know, I was like, okay, this is like, yeah, we know. You get Franklin on there talking about him sweeping the floor that morning, and then saying, oh, we need to pump the floor to 300, 400 ETH. Like, let's go, everyone, pump it up. It's like, okay. That was the first time that someone mentioned the floor price, was whenever Franklin went on and talked, and I was like, that sounds about right. that's about on brand for Franklin, which I get it. But now the aftermath of it, there was another Twitter Spaces that there was about like 1,000, 1,500 people listening to. That was a lot of it was based around the being boring, the spaces being, it wasn't what they expected. People were upset about it. They were freaking out, kind of. A lot of people were defending it as well. Where did you stand? You mentioned that you were kind of maybe thinking it was a little bit more boring. Were your expectations pretty high or low, and were they met, whichever way they were set?
I don't think it was FUD worthy, but it was a bit, under par, below par, I think. Like if they're gonna hold a Twitter Spaces, especially that something that they've been hyping up for a bit, they're like, hey, we're gonna throw this Twitter Spaces at 1 million. It's not like an impromptu thing. You'd think it'd be maybe it was pretty organized, but it wasn't organized for a lot of fun. It was pretty much just like a roundtable party, but without the vibes, right? Without the drinks, without the party, without the music.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of last minute though. It was only like a 24-hour notice in advance.
I don't know. I think they were talking about it before. Like when we hit 1 milli, we're gonna do this, and I think it was more than a day. But
we'll have to check the tape.
Yeah, and especially when you put some of the speakers and stuff together like that. I think it had to be more than a day. But they could have like a DJ come on, even if it's like for 3 to 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I think. You want a DJ on a Twitter Spaces. I'm like,
yeah, like get the party, get the vibes, get the drinks in here.
I feel like people wanted basically Ape Fest vibes. They wanted Ape Fest, but in a Twitter Space, which I'm like, come on. Like, that obviously wasn't going to happen. And they were pretty clear early on, like, hey, we're not going to drop any alpha. We're basically just going to tell you the next year and a half is going to be crazy. Year 2 insane, right? That's the new thing.
They don't need a Twitter Space for, though. Like, if that's all they were going to say in there, like, why even have it, though?
Yeah. Well, I think it was just because it was a community event. They're just celebrating. I do think it was more. I think it was more last minute put together than you give it credit for. I don't think it was this big, long, planned out thing. Because I mean, you got the CEO of V Strange on there. She's burping a baby. Like, I don't think she planned on. I don't think she planned on being on there.
It's not a community event if 8 people talk.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't. I mean, you're gonna have 4,000 people go vote, try to get on stage.
That's my point. It's like they should just not have it. Like, hey, congrats on 1 milli. Post a little picture or a GIF or something like that, like a little animation, and even like a 30-second clip from the founders. Hey, congrats guys! It's been like a hell of a year. Year 2 is gonna be insane. Thanks to everybody for like helping us achieve 1 milli. And save us the hour or 2 hours of our lives versus listening to that.
Yeah, I mean, we almost went live to like cover it live. I'm glad we didn't do that, because it would have been it would have been more boring than my Top Shot streams.
I think, bro, like a 30-second clip, a minute clip that they could have done would have been a lot better than the spaces.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that because I mean, I was a fan of the spaces up until they had other people just like from the community come in and talk. Now you can have Gaio Siri come on, people, that's fine. People that aren't actually, I guess, guys on the team, but like this, a lot of these prominent people that are involved in this space like come on and say something, that's fine. But whenever you get like you get the gold apes, you get people that we already know, like, okay, yeah, like we know what you're gonna say. Bored apes change your life. It's happened to everyone else. Like, you're not special. You're not any more special because you have 15 20,000 followers as opposed to someone else who only has a couple thousand or 500.
Picture this, like they recreate the bar scene, right? The bar set, and all the founders in there, or at least most of them, like whoever wants to be in the video, like they're talking. And it's like also like a fly through, it's like cinematic of other side and this and that, all these other characters, and kind of like almost like a time lapse of stuff that has happened so far. And then it's kind of the founders speaking from that bar set. Like I would have been mad hyped for that.
I'm gonna do a poll real quick, so I'm curious where our chat stands. Just for 2 minutes, and it's just, did the Bored Ape spaces meet your expectations? Yes or no? Like, just a simple thing. And I think for me it probably did. I would say yes for me personally, because I mean, I wasn't expecting too much. I didn't think there was going to be any crazy alpha dropped or any crazy like effort announcements, because you got to think about it now. They're backed by so many, like they're backed by VCs. They got investors in there. They've grew to 70 to 80 people are on the team now. Like they're past the days where they can just say, F it, this is happening on Saturday. Like, things have to be more thought out now, which as unfortunate as it is, because that last year where they were able to do that, I mean, nothing's going to beat that. I wish we could go back to that, but with how big that's grown, I understand why they can't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, one thing is, like, I do appreciate the founders actually talking this time, because, like, the entire lifespan of Bored Apes, like, the founders have been pretty much AFK. Like, they haven't been there in, like, on stage, like, in the scenes, like, in the crowd, on the ground. They've kind of been behind the scenes this whole time, compared to other projects, or literally almost every other project the founder is always speaking. These guys have kind of hid in the dark even after they were doxxed. So it's nice to see a little bit of a change where they actually show up to one of their events.
Yeah, and this is a good point from Sicko. But first, Sicko, you're like a tenth of a holder of an ape. Come on, Sicko. You gotta give yourself some more credit than that. You're an ape holder. Partly. But I mean, this is a good point though, because one of the major like fudding points I heard from the spaces after the Bored Ape spaces was people were saying, well, the Zagabond space had like 8,000 to 10,000 people listening, and the Bored Ape one there was only 4,000 people listening. And I thought like, well, duh, obviously, like the Zagabond was a NFT wide drama thing, and people, you know how much people love drama, so of course they're going to tune into that. And at that time it was the peak of that was back in like February, April, like it was months ago, where there was a lot more people active, so of course it's going to have more people listening. And the spaces from this week for Bored Apes, like if you're a non-holder for Bored Apes, that spaces wasn't for you. Like it just wasn't for you. That was purely a spaces just for like,
you can't sit with us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, hey, wait your turn. Wait, we'll do something for you guys later. But for now, it's all the holders get together and just kind of reminisce over this this last year and a half and how they got to 1 million followers. Like, that's what it was. It wasn't for non-holders, and I think people, I think that was unfair to compare it to a spaces that was months ago at a different time and a different topic, because like apples and oranges in my eyes. All right, well, we got the poll. It's even and it's a tie, yes and no. So the chat is split, which I think that's about right. Yeah,
it's pretty much the sentiment going around. But I do think, like, I'm curious, and we won't rerun the poll. Just curious overall, like if we could do this on Twitter, is if it was above expectations, below expectations, or if they should have literally just not had it.
Yeah,
like if they would have preferred another method of communication.
Yeah.
But anyways, the thing is, it's like, it's just a Twitter space. Like they can do whatever they want. It's not really our position to tell them what's right or wrong or which way to do it. They had it, they hosted it. I think if you were expecting it to move markets, right, then that would have been like way above the expectation.
Yeah.
And so, it was the floor the same today as it was yesterday, as it was the day before. Pretty much, yeah. So it's like a non-factor.
Yep. I think my biggest bullish key from the spaces was listening to Gordon talk about World of Warcraft like 5 times. That was music to my ears. And honestly, like as an other side holder and someone invested in them, like if like knowing that the people that are building the other side or come from that MMO background, I mean, I now I have kind of higher expectations for what it could be, because that they're going to try to basically make the World of Warcraft of blockchain, because he mentioned it like nonstop. So I like that aspect of it. That's how, if I was pitching it to someone that's from the outside and knew that's kind of, that would be kind of my pitch for it. Would be like, ignore the VCs and everything. The core people, they come from the background of MMOs that you know and love. All right, let's stick with. We have some more. We actually have quite a bit of Bored Ape themed news, so we're going to knock it all out right here. So Bored Apes tweeted last night, we have Sandbox Season 3 coming, and they gave a little shout out to the Crypto Cities dev team. I'm not trying to pump my bags now, I promise, but hey, the Crypto Cities team is building the Miami version of the Miami, basically their city for Bored Apes in the Sandbox. Okay. And it looks like there's a little bit of teaser coming on from the Sandbox. And if we go to the Crypto Cities team, they have some actual more images from the city being built out, so we can kind of see here. This is I think it's Miami. What's the year? 2035 or something? I forgot the year that it is, but we've got, here's like some of the buildings. We've got, there's an ape and a taxi, and looks like there's a stage or a club behind them. Yeah, so basically they're kind of teasing this Sandbox world that Bored Apes can live in. And that should be coming up with the alpha Season 3 for Sandbox. I don't take part of any of the alphas for Sandbox. Is that something that you take part in as well, or that you take part in at all, or are you kind of standoffish like me?
No, I mean, I like to see what they do in Sandbox and to see how far they've come, like in terms of visuals and aesthetics and game mechanics and platform development. So I'm definitely interested in everything that Sandbox does. Now, do I go in there and grind all the quests like Mr. Manga does? Probably not. Manga is in there, running tutorials, showing people how to do this, that, where to find, this scavenger hunt thing. So I don't do all of that, but I do hop in and I take it all in and just kind of review them from there.
Manga says we're losing money if we're not in the alphas. He says the alphas are fire.
Yeah, I mean, definitely last time that was true. Before the cap passes kind of got saturated a bit. I think if you were to earn like a pass and whatever, you were able to sell it, like, I think, for decent money.
And Sicko's calling out Manga. He says you can't do Sandbox because you can't play any real games. And I guess that's kind of my hesitation of Sandbox, is I'm just not a fan of the whole pixelated feel. I don't like that. So, I mean, I've always been kind of low-key bearish. I guess not low-key. I've said it several times. I've always kind of been bearish on Sandbox, just purely from the look aspect.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend hours and hours of my time spending, in something that looks like it was created in the 90s or.
But you also
early
play
2000s.
World of Warcraft.
Well, listen, that's a generational game. That World of Warcraft will never get old. And I play World of Warcraft Classics. I'm still playing the 15-year-old version of the game, not the brand new one. So please don't call me out on that, sir.
Nah, it's all good. I think they all have their place. Would I play Sandbox like all day? No. Would I play it maybe for like 20 minutes at a time with some friends? Probably. But longer than that, I don't think so.
All right, let's move on to some more Yugen news. So we talked about it last week a little bit. We have the merge coming up, and Yugo's already ahead of the game. Some people were kind of questioning what's going to happen if there's a fork for a proof of work fork, and Yugo plain and simple said they're supporting the new POS fork, the new POS ETH. So any NFTs, if they exist on the proof of work fork that someone comes out and creates, that license is, they're ineligible. That's not counted as an actual Yuga NFT. So they are only recognizing the new chain, the new proof of stake, which I think I think we already kind of knew that, but it was good that they came out and said it.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to if there's any inkling of doubt, it's always good to clarify that ahead of time. So
yeah. And look at me being helpful in the replies too to this person. Someone asked me to explain it in Taco Bell, or asked to explain it in Taco Bell terms.
What'd you do?
There you go. You got Baja Blast, but your current cup has a hole in it. Taco Bell gives you another cup, pours your Baja Blast into that cup. You got 2 cups now, but only the new one has the thing you want, and the old one's worthless. So
hey,
we could break it down in the Taco Bell terms so our chat can understand.
Yeah, that is nice.
All right, some more Bored Ape news. And this just broke. We just saw it before stream, but I didn't see it all day. I don't know when this kind of came out. But Rarible is proposing a no-fee Bored Ape NFT marketplace for ApeCoin users. This is probably like the third or fourth one that's come up. So we see another marketplace trying to kind of snag this sector, and I feel like it's starting to get competitive. We already had Magic Eden. We have the X marketplace from Machi's trying to get it as well. We have all these people fighting to become like basically the ApeCoin Bored Ape marketplace, and I think it's good. Do you have any initial thoughts on this? We haven't even looked. Like I said, this just broke early on, so we haven't looked deep into it.
Yeah, until he says bagel terms. We'll try after stream to explain it in bagel terms. It'd be a fun challenge. One of the things that I think about the Rarible immediately that comes to mind for me is like no fee, amazing, like claps all around. That's awesome. But at the same time, it's also quite annoying to me that these existing marketplaces are now trying to throw their hat in the, or whatever their name in the hat, because it's like it took competition for them to start doing something, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they were really about the community, if they really were innovative, or even just they wanted to capture that market, they actually cared about it. Why didn't they do anything this whole last year?
Yeah, I mean, it is funny where it's like, where was this the last year and a half, 2 years, 3 years? Like, you've been charging 2.5% at least since then. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, we can do 0% now. It's like, oh, thanks. Now that you're actually having a battle for market share, now you can go down. Like, we see how it is. We can read between the lines.
Yeah, that, and then the other thing, and not really fudding either party here, but this just goes to show you, like, the whole time the community was saying marketplace, and literally all Yuga had to do was pretty much just put the idea, the concept out there, or like challenge somebody in marketplace to like, okay, what can you do? Like, we would like to build something, yes, but we're working on other stuff. What marketplace can step up to the challenge? And this is something, again, that could have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
I still think I would still prefer Yuga just to come out with their own. Just their own website, just kind of like how Lower Labs has, their own marketplace for punks. Like I kind of hope that in the end that's what we get.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust in Yuga, man.
You wouldn't trust in Yuga. I don't. After that Twitter Spaces, I don't know.
Yeah,
let's have someone else build it. All right. So we'll see how this unfolds. We'll keep covering it to see if there's like a front runner that comes out from this. Obviously, it sounds like the DAO board wants Magic Eden, but maybe now that Rarible's up there, maybe this shakes it up a little bit. We'll find out.
Yeah, Maki was live tweeting the ApeCoin DAO town hall today.
Oh my gosh!
And they responded.
Yeah, I think they have like 500 people and listening to the town hall, which is kind of sad considering how many people hold ApeCoin.
I was there.
Right.
I did my part.
You did your part. You are a great DAO member. We can attest to that. So I think this is the last bit of Bored Ape news, and this isn't really Yuga related or anything. This is I guess this is more market related. But we've had something unfold with the lowering of the floor recently that could be pretty interesting to watch, and also a good opportunity for people. And there's this tweet. I'll post this thread in the chat, so if anyone wants to save it or go back later and look more in depth. Basically, there's this website called BinDAO, and it's a peer-to-peer lending marketplace. You can go in, put an NFT as collateral, you get a loan, and you have 30, 60, a certain amount of time to pay back that loan plus interest, right? The only difference is it's not like coming from a bank or anything. It's coming from I could go on there, put up 60 ETH, then someone's ape is put up for collateral, and they gotta pay me back like 62 ETH, like 2 months from now or whatever. However that works, that's what it is. But what's happening now is that there is a certain line of code in there. Jeremy's stepping out, so while he's doing this, we'll explain it. There is this liquidation line where there's a certain there's a certain, like, it's called a health factor for them, and if your health factor drops below 1, then it can be up, your NFT that's up for collateral can be up for liquidation. So hypothetically, let's say the floor is, it says it all here right here. If the floor of the Bored Apes is 100 ETH, you borrow 40 ETH, and the floor drops to 44 ETH. Now your loan it could drop below 1 ETH because it takes into account the interest plus the initial loan that you have to pay back. It's at risk for not being paid out. So then your NFT would go to instant liquidation, would go to an auction on their website where people could buy it instantly, and you lose your NFT and the buyer gets paid back. Basically, it's to kind of protect the lenders so that you can't just lend out an NFT, it goes to 0, and now you just keep the loan, right?
Yeah.
So that's why that protection's there. So what's interesting about this situation is a lot of these loans that happened, they happened whenever the ape floor was 120, 130 ETH.
That's tough.
And they haven't been paid back yet.
I just got to bring it up.
It's real tough. And the crazy thing about the Bored Ape part of it is you may be thinking like, oh, there can't be that many in there, right? There's not too many apes that are held up. So let's scroll down here. There are currently 280 Bored Apes and 307 mutants that are held in that limbo in the bin DAO. So a lot of it is coming to that point, and if we look on their website, actually yesterday we had the very first Bored Ape. It got listed for auction because it dropped below a 1 health factor, and it got put up for auction to be liquidated. So we're starting to see this. That was the first one. And if you go to the bin DAO website, then you can see here, if you go to the auction tab, go to the health factor alert list. Once these drop below 1, they just go up for auction immediately.
Yeah,
so
like no hesitation.
Now the person, I think they're up for auction for a certain amount of time. Let me go back here. It's for, I don't know how long it's for. It's like 70. It's like a couple days maybe. It's a timed auction. So the person that owns the NFT, they do have that time frame that they can go through and pay back the loan and get their NFT back, even if there's a bid on it or someone tries to liquidate it. They still have to wait a certain time frame. But if they don't have that liquid ETH ready, then they lose their NFT. Now, what's this mean for us? Jeremy, is this something that that you've looked into at all? You're kind of worried about, or something you're watching?
I mean, I've seen it, but I don't think it's a big worry because we've seen what is that other DAO like that held like 70 plus apes at one time, and they kind of like all liquidated them at the floor, and they pretty much got ate up. I mean, sure, did the floor drop a bit, definitely, but did it take like less than a week to get back to where it was? Yeah. So, is it the exact same? Probably not. But the thing is that it's probably just a better, like, if anything, these are just a better deal for people who can kind of get these on auction when they kind of foreclose, if they do. And then the other thing was that DAO was for sure 100% liquidating all those apes. And then versus this one is like, there's just a chance, right? The health factor is really low. There's just a chance of them getting liquidated at auction, but it's not for sure going to happen. So,
right.
But no, I'm not worried. It's just, will it be a big hit if it does happen? Or sorry, a small hit for a small amount of time. Yeah, but I think we bounce back.
Yeah, I'm not worried about how it's going to affect them, like the floor price in the long term. But for me personally, you got to think, like, if you have liquid ETH available right now, that it's not a bad idea to watch this, right? Like, if you can get this, let me see, there's a multi-grin right here that could go on auction for like 70 ETH. So if you're able to grab that, There's a lot of these where if they go for auction, it could be a very good opportunity as a buyer to go through it and maybe take advantage of the opportunity. Now I wonder how many people are going to lose their ape to this, and then all of a sudden they're gonna can you hear my dog barking in the background?
Yeah, you're going crazy, bro.
God, he's like barking. I'm trying to keep my mind to, I'm gonna have to go put him away or something. But anyways, I wonder if we're gonna see somebody lose their NFT to something like this, then they try to report to OpenSea as stolen, and then try to get it flagged. But luckily, OpenSea does have the new policy where there has to be a police report, and obviously it would come back like it didn't get stolen. You lost it because it was put for collateral. So this whole situation, I'm gonna be watching all this closely because this intrigues me, and if we keep seeing the floor drop, it's gonna be very interesting once we get more and more of these liquidations. It's not just apes and mutants. You can see like there's Clone X's, there's Doodles, there's all these other NFTs that are gonna be they're gonna be at risk for going up for these auctions.
If anything, it's just good for people to know about, to go in out there and try to maybe get a deal.
Yeah, here, I'll go and post the website. This is the BinDAO website where you can kind of, if you want to, you can keep track of it and, just, hey, yeah, take it. Yeah.
Looks like a steal.
Possibly. But you would go in, this tab, the health factor alert, this just shows like which ones are coming up close. Like once it gets below 1, it gets sent. But if you go into here, the available at auction, these are the 2 right now that are available to be that are at auction. So there already is, you can see that first ape there, and then there's an Azuki as well.
I guess one thing is that, like, sure, it's if you're bullish, it's a steal. But if you're bearish, then it's like there's a reason why it dropped below the health factor.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? But I mean, I wonder if you can look back. But I wonder whenever this one happened, because it had to have been, because a lot of these deals, like you get a loan on your ape, like they're not giving you a 66 or 67 ETH loan whenever the floor for apes is 80 ETH. So this person had to have had it at like, the floor is probably 125, 130, 140, like right before the other side dropped, and that's whenever they put up their ape to be loaned out. And and they probably at that time thought like there's no way it's gonna get this low, and then here we are now, right?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about the BinDAO liquidation issue?
It's something to watch. Like I think it'd be fun to just, or not fun, but like it's something kind of like that anticipation, like nervousness, like it's something to do during this time. And it would definitely be like a lot of price movement. So,
yeah absolutely.
Just to keep up with it, like I said, it's not like 100% guaranteed that all those would be liquidated, and like just to learn something new. Like how many people have ever gone to that website and looked around before? Probably not many. Just something to learn, and that's kind of what we're here for.
And that's the website that Franklin was pretty, he's pretty famous for putting up a lot of his apes for these loans, but he would pay them back in like days. I think it's come out where his total amount that he's borrowed from them has been like 10,000 ETH. like total.
Yeah, that's
now,
crazy.
Obviously, it wasn't all at once. It was like, it was scattered over the last year. But yeah, I mean, that man has been using that website nonstop. But he doesn't have any apes currently in there. They're all he owns all of his now. Like they're all completely pulled out.
Have you ever taken out a loan against one of your NFTs?
I haven't. I've since the last stream, I actually looked at NFT-Fi and I was looking at their website, and I was looking at the opposite. I was looking at lending out ETH in turn and getting paid back. Cause I have liquid ETH sitting there right now, and I was just thinking like, man, maybe it's worth it just to send out some like basically lend out ETH and get 25% APR back on it. It's like pretty quick and easy money for my ETH sitting there. But you get this risk where with the floors dropping and everything, it's I decided to hold off and just wait to see how everything shakes out.
Yeah, I've never taken out a loan against one of my NFTs, but like you said, I've actually given out a loan for an NFT, but that was like a long time ago on some like real estate or some land or something like that.
Okay.
I think it's cool, but I can never picture myself taking out more than I mean, even like a 1 ETH loan, like that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
risky for me, bro.
I don't
Like,
think
don't like that.
no, I don't think I ever would.
Yeah, I don't like having to owe somebody like that, especially
Mm-mm.
somebody that I don't know.
If I did, it would be like a 7-day loan. And I'd be nervous the whole time. I'd be trying to pay it back as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like I owe Toasty a lot, but that's the only person I've ever owed in my life.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
it's
you know, that
toasty. I
was like
mean,
New York. We stayed in the same hotel.
yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, okay.
All right, well, yeah, we'll let you guys handle that off stream. Let's jump into your favorite segment.
Yeah.
How about some merch review?
Oh, let's do it because I have I know it's probably not on there, but I do have like a little reveal of some merch myself.
Okay, I mean I do as well. Well, let's start with you. Then I'll reveal something, and then okay, pause, and then we'll and then we'll hop into the actual the website.
All right. Well, actually, you know what? Before I pull that out, let me pull out the one that you've seen all over Twitter the last two. I guess you've seen both of these, but I did get my Adidas hoodie in.
Hey.
Yeah, I did get my Adidas hoodie in. It looks pretty clean. Stitching is nice. The only thing that I felt like I haven't felt the inside yet, you know, but the little drawstring cap, it's just a plastic. It's just like a which I don't like those. I'd rather it just be a fabric knot or it be a metal cap, preferred.
Yeah. I got an email. Mine just shipped, so I get my 2 hoodies. I think this next week, early next week. So
Yeah,
just in time for the 90-degree weather. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, the thing is, it was kind of like bad timing, but the shipping did move pretty fast, faster than I expected. But the thing is, they delayed the tracksuits, so we'll still FUD them on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, my next piece is that we got the Moonbirds merch in, brother. We got the Moonbirds fanny packs, and we got the socks.
You want to compare fannies?
Yeah, I'd love to compare fannies, and if you want to trade, I'm down to trade. You know, I'm always.
This is the one that's by my. I got 2, but this is the one that's near me, so I don't have the other one close to me. But yeah, the fanny packs, I'm a fan of them. They're like I like the colors on them, the different colored straps.
Let's hold them up for the stream real quick for like a good 5 seconds, just so that way they can peep.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Take a good look. Zoom in.
For those that don't know, like they did this drop. All the fanny packs are supposed to be like unique, right? Kind of like an NFT collection. And their whole point of it was, you know, they thought it'd be fun to have owners or holders get together and then kind of like trade fanny packs, right?
Yeah, when we're at IRL events. So they gave us the socks or the fanny pack. They gave us these pins here. So that's the bronze level nesting society. And you got the silver level nesting society. I'm gonna need Toasty to share us like which fanny pack he got. We haven't. I don't think we've seen that in the Discord yet.
Toasty's got him. Dort God's got him.
But yeah, I like them. I think, you know, this one is gonna be my year-round fanny pack unless I trade it away.
You're gonna have seasonal fanny packs.
This one's gonna be my summertime fanny pack. Yeah.
There you go. My wife's already trying to steal one and use it as like a dog training fanny pack, so this could be stuff for just dog treats.
Oh no, don't.
I'm like, oh no, that's just like, come on, this is high quality. This is this is high fashion,
bro.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You can't just put dog treats in here. All right, I've also got something that came in the mail this week. I don't have anything to play it on, but I got a little vinyl record.
Vinyl record.
I got an
the Spotty album.
The I'm Spotty album. It's a vinyl record. I got 2 of them. I took one out of the box, and then it's still in the shrink wrap. But I don't have I don't have anything to play it on. But I think it'd be hilarious to roll up to like one of those old timing like record players and just put Spotty on there and see and listen to it. So maybe I'll have to make that happen. But I know BSP was hopefully he claimed his. I sent him the information. But yeah, Spotty, it was completely free just by holding the Spotty. So if you still hold Spotty NFTs, you can go. I think he's got information on his Twitter. You can go find out how to claim your vinyl record. So there's that.
Yeah, I was involved in nothing Spotty like ever. I never went to any of his like live streams or concerts. I never seen him in person. Or actually, technically, I did.
You did see him in person. You saw him at Ape Fest.
I intentionally missed him at Ape Fest because that was a rumor, was that Spotty was gonna open up, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna show up 2 hours later because I do not want to hear all that mess. And then here comes like Gumbo and freaking what's his name? Pitch Renee.
Wow, what's his name? Okay,
well, I didn't know which one I wanted to use, Pitch or Renee. But Pitch Stark, you know, Gumbo and him, they were kind of like their plus ones, and they're coming to the event. And Gumbo's telling Pitch like, "Hey, yo, hurry up, let's go." Like Spotty's on. Hey, yo, let's go. Man's got Pitch over here moving, bro.
Yo, we gotta go catch Spotty. Let's go.
We gotta go catch Spotty. And meanwhile, I'm outside chilling. I'm like, y'all have a good time. I'll be there later, bro. I heard him from the outside, and I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not having this like stand up there. I'm just chilling. You know, me and Trucon had a nice dinner. You know, just sitting there on the bench, enjoying the weather, the vibes.
Absolutely, with some Spotty in the background. Yeah, Spotty's been a grinder. He has definitely been a grinder, like January says here, since the beginning. You got any other merch to show off? I got my. This is my Adam Bomb Squad FUD shirt. So I think it's the first time I'm breaking it out on stream. My wife won't let me wear it anywhere in town. Basically, any of my like. I can't wear this one. I can't wear my utility D's nuts one. You know, basically, if it comes from Adam Bomb Squad, my wife's not a fan of it. So
yeah. So actually, just taking a step back. So I don't want y'all to think I'm a big Spotty hater. I think his music is actually pretty decent, but I don't like his personality thus far. Like, you know, king of punks, king of this, like best at that. Like, it's kind of weird.
That's funny though. Whenever you meet him, like not like in his persona, like we met him at we met him on the yacht party. Like back, you weren't at that Ape Fest, but we met him on the yacht. It was him and his girlfriend or wife, and he was super chill. Like just like is this actually you? Like you see the guy on Twitter that just is in all caps talking about everything, going crazy, saying he's the king of everything, and you meet him, he's just like this super chill guy. You're like, oh, yeah. He's actually kind of cool. It's not what he's. That's not what he's like online. He definitely feeds into that persona a bit.
I know nothing about the person, so like no hard feelings on him. I'm just like the character I have not put money into or effort into being a fan of intentionally. Oh, and then one thing though that we have for the viewers, you said one more NFT merch, is that you'll notice one more additional screen in the background. I just put the new token frame up today. That's a 21.5 inch token frame. And Imtoli, congrats on being the first viewer to redeem display my NFTs on the token frame. So he put the hype up there, bro.
Put the hype up there.
What Imtoli did was he redeemed 1,000 viewer points, and I was able to add his wallet to the token frame app to allow him to display his NFTs up here in the background. So if I get out the way, maybe you'll see it a little bit more. It's kind of going in and out, but anyways, it's in his Imtoli name tag and a hate beast in the background. So we did have kind of a little bit of troubles setting that up. So I'll talk to the token frame team and see how we can get this optimized. But I think it's going to be something cool for the viewers, for you guys to be able to like show out your NFTs right there in the background. So
yeah, it's cool. I like that. It's a nice little touch. I'm a fan of that. All right, on to the actual merch review that we were going to talk about in the first place before we got into our stuff that we actually have. But we had a new collab come out this week, and it was Cool Cats in the hundreds. So let's pull it up, and here it is. We got more hoodies and long sleeve shirts, regular shirts, and a tote bag. Yeah, what do you think? You're the merch guy. Let's get your initial snap reactions.
All right, I'm not gonna be too harsh on this one, even though it is Cool Cats. I think most of this stuff, bro, like it gets a thumbs up, to be honest. Like, was it hard to come up with this? No. Like, Adam Bomb Squad does the same stuff every time. They simply slap on their brand identity to whatever brand they're collabing with, right? So the big explosion, like bombified stuff. I think it looks good. You already know it's gonna be good quality. It's from ABS. The one that I'd say is at the bottom is probably the grid for me, but at the same time, it's a vibe. Like, I like it, but visually you wouldn't say like, yeah, that's the one I want. But I think it works.
Yeah. What would be your favorite one?
I mean, I'm gonna flood myself for saying this,
Oh, no.
but it'd probably be the black hoodie. Like in this case, it works
Oh,
with their
no,
brand.
the black hoodie.
With the ABS, you know, the black signature bomb, with the little cool catified. So I think that one is my favorite. But would I buy like another black hoodie at this point in my life? 100% no.
Yeah, I think my favorite would be this blue shirt.
That's my next. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a clean logo. Like you kind of combine them both.
Yeah.
I think it's super clean, and it's not white or black. It's it's a blue, which hey, we need more different colors in our merch. So I'm a fan. I haven't bought it yet. Just like Jed Henry said, this is the first ABS drop that he's not buying because he's too sad about Cool Cats. I haven't bought this yet. This is timed, and they released it yesterday, and I think it's only live for 72 hours. So there's only like a day or two left on it. I may change my mind. And if I do change my mind, I'm not buying another hoodie. I don't need another hoodie or a long sleeve shirt. If I do, I'm maybe just gonna buy one of these like just one shirt, or maybe I'll buy a black and a blue one, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I think like a blue tote bag would have been pretty fire as well, like that blue tint tote bag. But the black one I don't mind. And then Bartolo said he picked up the black long sleeve. If I had to pick one of these out for Bartolo, I probably would have picked out that one. So
yeah,
good job on that one, sir. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's like, oh, a grid, like how much did they pay to the designer to make that, right? Like you think of it as something like not too great, but in terms of fashion, it's kind of a banger.
Yeah, I like it. I know we fought a lot of merch drops. Like I think most of them we're not fans of, but this one, if I had to rate all of it combined, I'd give it a solid B plus, maybe A minus, right in that range.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Let's talk about another project, and let's talk about World of Women.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yo, explain them to me. Explain how they think, because I'm still not there yet, bro. Like,
okay.
I can't,
No. Stop. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about women. We're talking about the project, the NFT project, World of Women.
I got you. Okay.
Anyways, so we've got. Let me remove this. Yeah. So we've got the capacitors were dropped to us, a while ago, and we still don't know. Like, hey, what are these for? Well, there's some more information. They have this new website. It's the capacitors.worldofwomen.art/wowverse. They've kind of now, they're calling it now like the Wowverse, right? And here you can just see they partner with Pixel Vault. They got planets. They're gonna have a planet sale coming. No, not really. It's not. They're not partnered. It's just they're just planets. But yeah, here is the Wowverse. You've got the WoW OG WoWs on the left side. You've got the WoW G on the right side, and then you've got this weird portal here in the middle that has question mark. We don't know what that is yet. But they've released this, and basically, come time, there's this decision guide, and you're going to be able to transform or not transform your capacitor. We can't do that yet, but they did say it's coming at the end of August, which we're in the middle of August, so we're maybe a week or two away from being able to reveal our capacitors for the first time, or not reveal. They're trying to gamify it a little bit, so maybe they are partnering with Pixel Vault.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's funny that they ended up going with planets. Obviously, it's a World of Women, but at the same time, I guess they're gonna work that in, like, World of Women. That has to be a single planet, then, right? Like that they're from, or because world is typically planet.
The universe of women.
It's not universe, right? It's a world of women. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of string that in there. But also, like, I'm not gonna flood their website too hard. Like, at least they're doing something. But I don't know why it took them this long to come up with this.
Well, there you go. It's worlds of women's.
Worlds of women.
Everything's plural.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think we already have too much. Like, we have too many verses. You've got like insert project verse. We got all the stuff. Like, I don't know, just maybe don't branch out that much. Just keep it simple. And it's not just for the WoW project. It goes for Cool Cats. It's for the Cooltopia stuff. It's like just kind of maybe just keep it simple. But I mean, I am curious because I think both you and I have capacitors, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with them and what they're actually used for, and maybe it's interesting. I hope it's not another like PFP project or anything. Like I hope it doesn't like mutate your WoW G or your WoW and turn it into another project, another new PFP, kind of like with the Cool Cats, how we've said. Hopefully it's not a new project, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't really follow the project as closely as others to have a really good educated guess on what it could be.
Yeah, I mean, your guess is just as good as mine. I haven't really followed the project too much. I mean, yeah. I don't even know how they can be. The women are already kind of like abstract, right? So how can you mutate them, or how can you empower them? Something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to visualize maybe the next generation art, like mutated art that would look like. Even if that's what they're even doing, but I just can't envision it. They're already so abstract, my brain can't even fathom what they'd do.
Yeah. All right, moving on to another project near and dear to both you and I, more so you. Let's talk about Proof. So yesterday there was the future Proof. They had their preview in the Discord. I didn't listen to it. Did you listen to it?
Let's see. Yeah, I did listen to the beginning of it, and then I went through and sat through some of the replay, but then I mainly just listened or read one of the guys' kind of like cliff notes of the meeting.
Was it this one that I had pulled up, or was it a different cliff notes?
It was like you went to a different site, so I think this one is different.
Well, this one's from Benny. He's a mod on the Discord. He took notes the whole time, so it's a 32-page thread of notes from it. So I'll put it in the chat if you want to go look at it. We're not going to break it down, but give me your thoughts and break it down for the viewers. Kind of give us the Cliff Notes version of the Cliff Notes, I guess. And you're the Proof guy. Or what do they have planned for us? Is it good? Is it bad? And what do you think?
So essentially, High Rise is not going to be a metaverse as a lot of people were speculating, right? Like it was going to be a metaverse for Proof members and Moonbirds and maybe some free-to-play aspect of it, but that's not what it's going to be at all. It's going to be essentially like a social platform. I mean, I don't think the word was used, but it's going to be essentially like a social platform, which doesn't surprise me too much because they actually have one of the like big team members from Reddit that are over here on the team now. I don't know if he was co-founder, founder. So that doesn't actually surprise me too much, but it's something that you can use day to day, something that you can interact with your NFTs and your friends with every single day other than Discord, right? And I don't know what the goal of it is, but yeah, it's going to be some type of social and interactive platform there. On Moonbirds, speculation there is that they talked about some of the details from moving to CCO and how they came to that decision, and you know, they hear the community feedback, and you know, it's unfortunate for some, fortunate whatever for others, but they did it for a reason, and hopefully like, we'll kind of see that as time comes to pass. The other thing was oddities. This is kind of why oddities pumped.
Yeah,
with oddities, they said that there will be a burn mechanic to the oddities, and tease maybe some type of Moonbirds expansion with that. So I don't know if it's going to upgrade your Moonbird, you know, clone your Moonbird, transform your Moonbird, what it may be. They left all that up to the speculation and rumors.
So basically, they saw the oddities reveal, and they thought, like all of us, these need to be burned. how can we figure out a way to make people want to burn these? So that's what I hear, and yeah, I mean that's exciting. That definitely explains why we saw Moonbirds being one of the top collections over the last 7 days. Have an increase in price, which I think shout out to Hunter, and someone in the Discord. He bought the top of oddities. He sold the bottom right before they pumped. So this man, maybe you need to submit something to the Wrecked Guy Confessions.
Bro, I thought you were actually gonna like shout him out for something, and then you were like that. Yeah, that's messed up.
He's down. He's down bad. Might as well just kick him while he's down, right?
The team's been scaling, by the way. You'll see, like, if you pay attention to their Twitter, like, they've been hiring for a lot of roles. They still have a lot of jobs posted. One of the big hires was Punk 9059. He's a big, like, stats analyst guy. And there's going to be more kind of, like, research reports and his work being put into there for proof. I don't know how that trickles down to Moonbirds. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of divvy up the benefits and stuff like that from those research reports. I don't know if I'm allowed to or if I'm supposed to be doing this, but in the Shillerverse Discord, I've just been downloading literally every single thing that Proof posts into the Shillerverse Discord, like MP3s and like PDFs and all this other stuff.
Oh, I think Cairo is listening right now. He just heard that, and
they tell me something. Until they tell me like I'm gonna get kicked from the Discord for doing that, I guess I'll continue to do it. But
yeah, that sounds. I mean, hey, I know we appreciate that. A lot of people look at that, but let's move on to some other Proof news and something that both you and I we actively have to make a decision soon. So. We've got Grails Season 2 is fully revealed. Not the artist, but the art pieces are fully revealed. The mint started a couple days ago. There's 4.5 days left to mint. We both still have our mint passes unused. Let's go through it. We haven't streamed since they've all been revealed. So here we go. We've already looked at a lot of these. We know. And some of these, there's a thread that a lot of these are already figured out. Like, it's pretty clear of who's behind what. Like, this very first one, this is Tom Sachs' factory. So, the obvious thing is, like, this is probably Tom Sachs. Yeah, so they are all revealed, ready to go. Some interesting ones. And then there's a lot of mysteries. Like, number 24. It's the back of a painting, and apparently after the reveal, after the mint's closed, it's gonna flip over. So it revealed, but it's gonna have a future reveal. So we don't know what it is. Like, maybe the circle is a hint, maybe the blue paint is a little bit of a hint. I'm not sure. But what are your general thoughts of all of this? And then we can also go in and break down what's been minted so far and what's the most popular.
Let's see. Some of mine. Favorite. I think it's number 8. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, number 8. I don't know why. Like this style just, I don't know. It just really inspires me, motivates me, whatever you want to say. Like I get connected to this one. And this is kind of like what I was drawn to in the Hen days. So if any of you guys collected art like on Tezos or Hen before, and like a lot of people still do, but this is a lot of the style that I went for on there. I thought it's pretty clean, pretty cool. So number 8 interests me. I don't know who it is. Haven't speculated who. The other one is, I think, still just from the early days of Grails 2. At the bottom, middle bottom. Yeah, 23 it is. Yeah, 23 is still just catching my eye, bro. It's just vibrant, and I know it's like some generative, programmatic, this nerd out there vibing out with his JavaScript, whatever. But it's just, it reminds me of like psychedelic trips, obviously.
This is a toasty art piece right here.
It brings me back to good times, so that's why I like it.
Yeah. Well, it looks like BSB and M totally both say 24. I think they're fans of the whole, you see the backside of this art piece, and then once it's revealed, it's flipped over. So it adds a mystery to the mystery. Do you think there's any, I mean, do you have any, have you seen speculation on what people think? I mean, I think someone threw out Hearst. I don't think it's Hearst. I don't know. What do you think? This is a crazy one. Out of curiosity, I almost want this one to be the one I meant, just because it's like I like the inner degen in me is like I can gamble on a gamble. It's like, come on.
But there's no way they debate us, right? Like this has to be the final art piece, right? Like you can't mint it and then it changes into something else.
Listen, here's what's gonna happen. You mint this piece. This is the most minted piece because it has that mystery to it. And then the mint closes, refresh the metadata, it flips over. Yeah. It's a Schiller's paint.
Schiller paint. Yeah. Absolutely.
There it is.
I don't doubt it for a second. But no, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, so 24 does interest me, but part of it is like I don't want to get rugged. Like, no way they rugged me on this one.
Yeah, BSB says it's clearly a Banksy.
Yeah.
Clearly.
This one is interesting. I'm having a tough time deciding. Those are probably some of my top 3. I mean, 16 and 17 I like, but I don't think I'm actually going to mint.
This one's already 16's already been found out of who it is too. I have to look back, but like a lot of these are pieces on websites that are like or someone's like it's already in someone's portfolio, and it's just and like here it is. Like all someone had to do was Google image search, and they were able to find out who it is. The Grail 13. This is an example. This is Drifter Shoots. This is Drifter. So it's
Drifter?
it was already part of like he had a tweet, and this was you could see that the top part of this image was part of that tweet. It was like a collage of different pictures. So this one's Drifter. The top one should be Tom Sachs.
This man owes me money.
For me, number 10 looks like really cool. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. Just the reasons why you like I think it was 23, like the colors, like the movements, like it's how like it's just I don't know. I'm a big fan of number 10, and I think number 10 is the most minted one right now. Unfortunately, because I kind of like to go against the grain a little bit. I don't want to be in the majority, but also if the majority is like the best artist, then maybe I do. So. But let's take a look at what's been minted the most. So right now, out of I think the total amount, there's a little over 1,100, close to 1,200 mint passes. Only 150 have been minted so far. And if you go onto Dune, there's someone made a whole Dune section to break down the minting for Grails. And so the top one is number 10. That one we just looked at. And then the next one is number 8, which number 8, let's look at. Number 8 was one of yours.
Hey, let's go.
So, I don't remember the speculation on this one. Do you recall it at all, or are you just kind of drawn to it just with how it looks?
Just drawn to it with how it looks. Yeah. No speculation.
So it's not first. This one's the top minted so far. So number 8's the second, and let's look at number 3 real quick. And number 3 is number 2.
That one dead ass, by the way. Grail number 10 reminds me of Hunter's style. So if you guys haven't seen like Hunter's work on Rarible, go check him out. It's on 7AR. But that reminds me of Hunter a lot.
And this is the number 3 one. So hold on one second. Let me get my dogs out of here. I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, I forgot who they said like rip this. His work is like CCO or something, and so they were saying like another artist kind of just jacked his style, copied his style for this, but it's like a bigger artist. Apologize for not knowing the name, but that's kind of the rumor around this piece, is that it's kind of like a knockoff, but from a big artist.
Okay, sorry about that. They started pulling the cords in the back of my computer, so I had to get them out of there before tragedy happened, like like a few times ago.
Yeah. So like J. Henry was like Grant Yoon, right? So that's what people would think, but somebody was speculating like his work is, I don't know, has some type of open license.
His work is all CCO, just like how Moonbirds are now. It's open license. So I think you're mentioning that someone speculated like maybe this is X copy using Grant Yoon's work, which I'm like, oh man, I'm a big fan of that. If that is the case, like that's pretty bold if someone did that.
Yeah, it's kind of trolly, but at the same time, like it's a meme within itself. Is that somebody big, like enough, following and skill and whatever to do their own thing, but yet they copied Grant Yoon.
I'm trying to look at, let's see. We have this thread. So some speculation on this piece is that maybe it's Zeneca, which if they did Gary V, then them doing someone else like that, we don't think of it as an artist, wouldn't be so surprising. But since it's got that 80s vibe to it. But I wanted to look at the...
Wait, did you say Zeneca?
Yeah, someone like one of the top speculations is that this is a piece from Zeneca.
There's no shot that like Zeneca actually knows how to put this together. Like, could he have paid somebody? Yeah, but there's no chance.
It's basically, I think there's 2 guesses, and it was like Zeneca and Beeple, which I'm like, those are like the 2 polar opposite people. And this doesn't really remind me of a Beeple. This is more like, I don't know, It's got that like 8-bit thing to it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty drawn to this. I don't know what I'm gonna mint yet. I like this piece a lot, number 15. It changes based off of whether you're in dark mode or light mode, so it like has like an inner like thing to it, which I think is really neat. If I had to guess on a piece, like if they had, did they announce that there's no repeat artists, or are there repeat artists from last time?
I think they said no.
Okay.
I think they said no.
I was like, this one could be like this one would remind me of like a more of like a Larva Labs thing, like that it has that thing, but it's not as symmetrical though, so probably not. Yeah, the no repeat artist. They did say that there is one. There's a guaranteed one top 10 grossing artist. So one of these pieces is going to be like the piece to own, pretty much. So, all right. Any final thoughts on the Grails 2? I would do a poll in the chat, but having a poll for like 25 would be too long. We haven't broken down them all, but chat, if you've been watching, which one of these sticks out to you? You can just throw it in the chat and let us know what you would mint. But yeah, yo, Jeremy, any final thoughts?
You also said that you were giving away your mint pass to one of the viewers, right?
Did I say that? Oh, I must have been muted. It wasn't like an actual thing. It was like it was like a joke. I don't know if you do those or not.
But somebody was literally giving out their mint pass for the public.
What's the price on mint passes now? Let's see.
I think it's like 3.3.
No, it's 1.2.
Oh no, the mint passes.
Oh, that's the Grails. Oh yeah, I didn't realize it was all the same collection. I thought the mint pass was gonna be their own collection.
They are, I think. It's like a different URL for the mint pass.
Did I click the wrong one? Oh yeah, I clicked view on OpenSea. I thought that was gonna take me to mint passes.
Yeah.
They are 3.1. You were spot on.
I'll mint number 1 with tagline.
I'd prefer you not. Are you gonna wait till like the last minute to mint yours? I guess let me ask you, because you did the first one. So what was your strategy in the first Grails mint? And then are you gonna stick to the same strategy, or are you gonna have a different strategy for Grails 2?
So my strategy for Grails 1 was I paid attention to some of the speculation. I immediately crossed off all the ones that I thought were just pure garbage, from my opinion, right? And then out of the ones that were left, I was like, all right, is this somebody that I think could be big? And like there was the X copy thing going on, and there were just way too many mints of that one. It was like I had to also cross off all the ones that had a high supply, because those were going to be like saturated for me, and if I ever did want to sell it or flip it, like it would just be like fighting undercutters all the time, probably. So I kind of found like this middle ground of a nice speculation, but something that I vibed with, and then not too high of mints. That's what I went with. I'm totally put the freaking specialty baby in the background.
Yeah, he's got the Cooltopia. It's a cool pet back
kid.
there.
Yeah, same things.
He put that back there a while ago. That's what I was laughing at earlier.
They're worth the same. The other thing is for Grails 2, I might change up my approach and go more with the speculation, but still trying to find one that's not too high of a mint, but it's just like a going for the home run. Like it's highly doubtful, but at the same time, if you hit on it, it's gonna be worth quite a bit. Because I got my Viber with Grails 1, like it's a little cat piece. It's like a little cat resting on the tower, and that's all I need. You know, I got my art now.
There you go. You are all set. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I think I am gonna. I'm definitely gonna play more of the speculation game, and I'm probably gonna be waiting until the timer says like 30 minutes left before I actually mint. So I'll be waiting quite a bit. Yeah, we will talk about it on. Well, actually, I don't. Maybe we'll do a live stream whenever we actually reveal these. We can redeem both cards at the same time, because we have that in 4.5 days. The timing's done. So maybe once we make a decision, maybe we do that. If not, then next Thursday we'll go through our decision and let everybody know what we chose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm to the point where I let the viewers decide, but I'll definitely pay attention to some of their opinions.
I mean, maybe, maybe we just maybe we bypass. You and I go half and half, and we put a vote up on Twitter and just let our viewers decide what they use that pass for.
NFA DAO.
The NFA DAO starts with Grails 2. There it is. All right. we've got that. That is all of the proof Moonbird Grails news. Any final thoughts here?
No, I mean, I'm excited, man. Excited to see how this all plays out. You know, we didn't really know how everything was going to shake out until the very end in terms of what was the piece most minted, because there were some that were tied, like, 2 days left. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Excited for Grails. Obviously disclosure, like I have a proof, but I am excited for what they're building. I know they caught a lot of flack for the CCO move. I still don't necessarily agree with their Moonbirds decision, but overall, like Kevin Rose, the guys at Proof and what they're doing, what they're building, who they're hiring, I think it's pretty good moves. So yeah. No project is perfect, but overall, kind of excited for the team.
Yeah, I like that they're having consistent Discord calls to update the community on actual things that matter, right? It's not like, hey, you can now go do this boss quest and now you can play tic-tac-toe. It's like, yeah, it's like actual like project stuff. So I feel like they're a more mature team than we've seen in this space, and that I think that's an advantage, and I like that. So, all right, let's move on to Puma. So Puma is releasing something called the Nitro Token, and it's launching on the 21st. What do you know about Puma's Nitro Token?
To be honest, not too much. It's just like what I've heard of.
I was hoping you were gonna tell me, how.
Well, what I've heard of is like discounts, like exclusive or priority access to some of their merch drops, this and that. I don't know too much about the IRL stuff. I don't know if there's a segment of that, a snippet of that, but I do know it's like discounts and priority access. So it's like Puma Plus essentially, right? But they're NFT. Yeah. NFTing it. Their boost.
Yeah, they are releasing their Nitro Token. There's only, I think if I remember saying this correctly, there's only 4,000 supply. So actually a decently low supply compared to what we've seen in the space. Like 10K has been pretty consistent as the minimum, especially from big projects. So 4K is pretty low supply. There are a lot of projects out there that are partnered with them. Pixel Vault, Moonbirds. I'm sure there's other ones as well. Those are the ones that I know of for sure, but they're using pre-mint. So make sure you're on the lookout for some of those pre-mints, and you can sign up, get in the raffle, because the mint is free. It's a free mint.
So do you have anything Puma?
Listen. Should I be embarrassed if I do? I guess before I answer, let me ask that.
I mean, I just want to say, like, relative to your Adidas collection, your Nike collection, your.
Listen, okay, I have a pair of Puma golf shoes.
Okay, that's fine.
Because, and there's only one reason, because marketing this is the reason why partnerships happen and sponsorships happen. Because Ricky Fowler, he's a good old OSU boy, big Puma orange guy. So because of that, I bought a pair of Puma with some like orange stripe golf shoes. So that's my only Puma I own.
Is that what you wear to the golf course too? Like everything orange?
I haven't. Absolutely, orange pants, orange shirt. I got an orange hat. Yeah,
it's definitely a look. I like how the golfers have like their own kind of signature look, or some of them do. But anyways, my point was, like, Puma, I think in the United States, where like basketball, football, all this stuff, it kind of rules the media, the television, and everything else. Like, I think Puma's market here is relatively small. Like, sure, are they a big player? Absolutely. But I think they're bigger kind of overseas, especially where soccer, right, and the real football kind of occurs and takes place.
How dare you?
But I'm just saying that, like, for people to, this is where my thought process goes into. So if a lot of the crypto people and NFT people, investors, flippers, whatever you want to call them, are like in the US, like how much are they going to value Puma? But then you only have the 4K supply versus like a 10 or 20K supply. So it's like all these factors and variables going into your head. But for me, I kind of like simmer my expectations a little bit, because it is the Puma brand versus like Nike, Adidas. Yeah,
I mean, it kind of shows you, like, Nike, they've come out and they've done monolith, they've done these things that are worth crazy. Adidas, their mint was 0.2. Puma, it's a free mint. So they know where they stand, right?
Yeah.
They know where they stand. So they're it's a low supply of free mint. You also, if anyone owns any cat blocks or any cat blocks, then you're able to get you're basically part of the list
Allow
as well.
list,
So
yeah.
you're on the allow list. So you can only mint this if you win a pre-mint or if you are a cat blocks holder. And the current cat blocks floor is 0.26. And you can kind of see it looked like on the chart right here. You can kind of see like there was like a small increase probably whenever it was first announced.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's coming back down just a little bit, but it's still higher than it was. So they did see a little bump because of this news.
Yep. And Jay Henry has the question for did you guys order the Into the Metaverse tracksuits? And the answer is definitely yes. Like I ordered 2 or 3 of them. How many did you order?
Yeah, the max size allowed, which I think was per NFT, right? So 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that definitely ordered that. If you guys haven't seen it, that's like adidas.com/into the metaverse or something like that. It's like a bright yellow highlighter, full on like classic Adidas jumpsuit.
Oh man, it's gonna look so good. Next time we all get together and at 8 Fest, we can all just roll up in our matching tracksuits.
Yeah, it's essentially gonna look like this light, just a little bit more yellow, but you're gonna glow like that. Essentially, that's how highlighter it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, we're gonna roll up so deep in these tracksuits.
Oh, we're gonna be turning some heads for sure. We're gonna be proud of it too.
Is it a full moon out? Oh no.
Oh no. All right, let's move on. We've got some more news, kind of similar to Puma, but we go over to, we talk about Adidas. They're obviously partnered with Pixelvault. Pixelvault had some news come out this week. They have released or introduced Prism, which is basically how they're going to be managing their governance for the up down for their DAOs, and it's just this. It's basically an app that I think you use to communicate, to vote, and do everything with, right?
Yeah, essentially, if you guys weren't familiar with like Gnosis Safe or some of the like snapshot.org, the other Prism, which is kind of funny that they named it Prism when there's literally an application that's Prism with a Y.
That's where I was confused. I'm like, oh, they're using this, and I was like, wait, it's different. It's not the same thing.
So they literally jacked their name. Because there's a Prism with a Y that already exists as an application that sits over Gnosis Safe, which is a multi-sig and kind of as a proxy kind of acts as a DAO tool, DAO governance tool. So UpDAO, whatever Pixelvault, whatever you want to call it, they've now come up with their app called Prism, where everything UpDAO will be taking place here. But you're also going to be able to take it on the go. It's like going to be a mobile app as well. So
my favorite thing, I've got 2 favorite things right now so far. Is it shows the POW price chart, and you can see how that's going right now. It's at 2 cents.
Yeah.
They're showing the POW chart, and also one of the first drafts is the sweep 100 meta heroes with the DAO.
Yep. Sweep them.
So there we go. Classic DAO. This is what I would expect whenever you open up a DAO and let people just kind of do whatever. So
I'm not gonna lie though, it does look better than obviously like the ApeCoin DAO page, but essentially it's a hub, right? It's like a first party like custom hub and dashboard for DAO governance and KPIs.
Yeah, definitely is bold to show the price, and I agree with you. I do respect it. You just gotta own it at this point. So, are you? I know we FUD Pixelvault a lot. Do you still have a lot of Pixelvault assets? Or are you kind of out of them?
No, I mean I still have all of my planets. I have like 1 or 2 meta heroes, and I have a Founders DAO token.
Okay.
I don't.
So you'll be using
comic.
this, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't have a Punks comic, or I don't have a Mint Pass anymore. I sold the Mint Pass.
Yeah.
On the way down, I think I managed to sell it like a 6 or 9 ETH, which wasn't too bad, especially now looking back. But yeah, I'll have to use this at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not completely out. I would like to be, but
awesome. Yeah, I'll be using it as well. So yeah, looking forward to them actually using it. I'm still waiting for just a picture of the game that they're developing. Like we still haven't seen anything on that, and that's why they get most of their FUD. Is other side's been supposedly building for in less time, and we've already had a full-on demo, like public demo for everybody. And MetaHero, we haven't seen a single still image of what the game looks like or anything. So We need more information. Pixelvault should, instead of I think Pixelvault looks at Yuga and they see how silent they are and how the community appreciates that in some instances. Now they don't as much, but they used to. Like it was like an advantage. And I think Pixelvault tried to replicate that a little bit, thinking that they could do the same thing. I think they need to take the approach of Proof and Moonbirds and look at how they're doing their Discord community calls with K-Row on, right? They need, like, G-Money needs to be more involved in the community and actually, like, being more transparent of, hey, here's what's going on. This is what we're doing this week. This is where we're at. This is what's coming. Like, be transparent. Stop trying to be so secretive and trying to sell us new mints. I think they need to look at Proof and take some notes from them and take that approach.
Kind of agree there, Mr. Tagline, sir. Yo, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, you agree with me a little bit?
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah. Yo, our man with it round, the stream looks better all of a sudden. Yeah. You just take it back.
Okay, no. Man. But yeah, I mean, I think they do. I mean, I appreciate the way that Proof is running their things right now with how transparent they are. You could be transparent, but also still keep things a secret. It's not one or the other. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. I think Pixelvault needs to find that line. Yeah,
I mean, like, be yourself. Like, don't try to be like as a team. Don't try to like copy somebody. Don't do it for that sake. Like, do it for your own sake and what you kind of like owe or promise to the community, what you think is best for them and for yourselves, like in the long term. But one of the cool things is literally Proof have uploaded their team meetings to their YouTube, and you know K-Row is talking to that essentially like board, right? All the important people on Proof about everything that's happening and you know what they have left to do and what they're gonna do.
Fantastic.
Like you literally cannot get more transparent than that.
Like, I mean, basically, K-Row and G-Funk are the same position, and you hear a lot more from K-Row than you do G-Funk. And G-Funk, you can't get him on a Spaces or a Twitter stage or a Discord stage or anything. I think for like their community town halls, it's like maybe once every month G-Funk will show up or anything. I haven't been on them recently, so maybe that's not as fair. Maybe he's on there more often now, but I don't think that's the case. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's got to feel like pretty freeing as well, just to be like transparent and out there, versus like, oh my God, I don't know what information to like slip them or feed them. And, you know, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. It's like, yeah, just get it all off your chest, my boy.
Yep. All right. That's enough about Pixelvault. Let's move on to something that we've been kind of doing a little bit of. We've been doing some giveaways lately. And so I want you to tell the viewers, tell us about the Floor NFTs. Tell us about what they're doing and kind of how we've partnered with them as well.
Well, the thing is, for most of our viewers, you really don't need Floor because I can tell you your portfolio value. I know most of your guys is at zero. So
it's the same price as if you go back to the Prism page of this chart right here. This is also your portfolio. Okay, sorry.
No,
go on.
Floor is an iOS and now Android app as of 2 months ago. They hired a dev last year. They brought it out to Android. Currently it's on test flight, but has not been rugged by test flight for Apple. Kind of like how it happened to the Bored Ape Mutant Ape game at one point. But Floor NFTs has been around for quite a while. They released a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 pass. And you don't need those anymore to access the app. They came out with something called like a Floor Friend Pass. And they airdrop those to Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 for people to kind of like to help them scale out. And I kind of like their approach, because from their perspective, from the PR perspective, it's like, oh, way to go, Floor, opening up your app to more people. And it's like giveaways here, sharing there. But at the same time, it's like some of the best referrals that happen are from your trusted friends. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And then instead of them having to wonder, hey, what are we gonna if we do like an open mint pass or like sell it for this price, do whatever type of drop, like they have to worry about them generating enough hype. But now they get to kind of like control the throughput in a way by giving out those referral passes and letting the people do the work for them. Right. And so now it's not like, oh, we only had, 2,567 claimed out of 10,000 that we put out there. it's like, no, like people are going to share them as they want to. So it's kind of a neat approach. But anyways, you can now gain access to the Floor App Pass. It is a portfolio app mainly at the moment. Also comes with an activity feed for your wallet, and then you can watch trending collections, mints, and categories of NFTs. You don't need one for every wallet that you want to track. You just need it in the main wallet that you do want to track, and then you can add multiple wallets in there if you have them spread across multiple wallets. Yeah. Incredibly fast. You're able to set like gas price alert notifications if you're into that. I think they put that in there way back when gas was like, you wanted to snipe gas when it was 20 gwei versus like 150. Yeah. But it's pretty fast. I mean, I have it here on my phone. They'll do, so if you kind of like drill down into a collection, like here it's your Bored Ape, and then they have it enabled on some collections where it actually does like a price. It actually does like a price estimation. So let me cover my eyes here. Maybe. Nope. I'll just put it in front of my head. Whatever. It has like a.
There it is. We're good.
Yeah, it has like a price estimation for some of the enabled collections to where they have their own algorithm to like price your NFT and what that's, what it would be worth. You can, in the settings here, obviously a light dark mode, you can have it in different currencies. The other thing is you can have it display the value in terms of single asset value or total value. So basically like at a floor level, or like a combination of all the NFTs that you own in that category. But yeah, anyways, it's a good team. Chris Mattern out there, he's been building products for quite a while now in the Web2 space. Christina, they brought Christina Brown over from, she was the, I think, COO of Robinhood Crypto, and she left Robinhood Crypto to join the team because she thought this, kind of the way future, like a bigger product than what Robinhood Crypto could be.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got to ask, since you've been using this, has your depression level gone down or up?
Neither. Yeah. No, like honestly, neither. But like the meme thing, would be definitely up. But no, I'm just like in a good spot. Yeah, and
we've given away a few of these. Do we have any more giveaways, or are we kind of like, hey, that's it. Hopefully you got in, and that's the one reason to, hey, shameless plug, follow us on Twitter. Every now and then we'll have some random giveaways, like we had the friend pass.
Yeah, I mean, I think we given out like 9 or 12 at the moment. There will be more coming, but I just don't know when. But yeah, we'll definitely give some out. We've done the OG thing on Twitter. We've done like a public giveaway on Twitter. Next time we give these away, it'll probably just be straight up to the Twitch chat for anybody who doesn't have them. I know like half the guys that are chatting right now already have it because we've given it out to a lot of them. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on, we have some. Oh, you good? Okay. He's leaving. All right. So we've got a new marketplace here with some more marketplace news. Oh, let's not dox my emails right there. So we've got Nifty Gateway. They had a quick little news blurb, and they're basically teasing a major overhaul and bringing some new tools to their website, and basically trying to revamp their platform. Yo, Jeremy, is Nifty Gateway back? Are they back to being relevant?
I don't know if they ever were relevant. So
that's harsh. That's harsh.
Will they establish relevance for the first time in their life? Possibly. We're yet to see in September. Powerful new suite of tools. This, that, yada yada. Whatever else keyword that you kind of want to throw in there. And the other thing is that they've made kind of a bold statement, like, "Hey, this product will give people a new way to make a living in the NFT ecosystem."
We've seen what happens whenever projects or websites make these kinds of guarantees. Mm-hmm. You better live up to it, because if not, you're gonna get fudded into the ground. You're gonna have your own Twitter Spaces about you. It's gonna get bad. So hopefully it lives up to it.
Yeah, I don't know if their PR, their marketing team has ever heard of like under promise, over deliver, but if they did get the model, they definitely did not listen to it. Greatly improve the lives of artists and collectors everywhere. So
Yeah, and this is all the news we have right now. They are releasing more information on September 1st.
Yeah.
So probably a couple streams from now, we'll have more information, and we can kind of see what they have up their sleeve and what they're going to bring.
yeah, January is like
intrigued.
one good thing about NFA Gateway. Probably them and Top Shot are literally the biggest on ramps for people to get into NFT collecting.
Yeah, and it's because you can use your credit card.
Yeah. So
that's really like one of the main reasons.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what they come out with next month. I'm excited. They also kind of stole somewhat of the MetaKey branding there on their banner. It's literally our banner. But but other than that, no, I'm excited to see what they come out with. I think it's a good time for these marketplaces to be going to battle with each other, increase the competition, and just kind of competition breeds innovation, right? And
Yeah.
I'm all here for it. So I'm not praying for their downfall or their doomsday or whatever. I'm just saying bring it, but bring it to the best of your ability, and do it, as fast as you can. Like I want to see the space evolve, and it's going to be up to these marketplaces to be one of the big players to do it.
Yeah, and you mentioned Top Shot. We have some more news around the Dapper space. So it actually a tweet from Ian Rappaport, who's like one of the bigger, breaks the news for the NFL. Right? He's not a Dapper NFT person. He's an actual like 3.5 million followers. Works for the NFL Network and NFL Insider. He tweeted out this morning, NFL All Day officially launches today, and they're releasing the first ever public pack drop on tomorrow.
How much
At
do you
2 p.m.
think he was
Eastern.
paid?
Oh, he was definitely paid a decent amount. Absolutely. Maybe he was guaranteed some packs. I don't know. But yeah, this was not a free tweet. This wasn't like sources. It's sources as in my paycheck that just my check that just cleared.
Is his employer is the NFL, right? Like the NFL Network, or
His employer is the NFL. Yeah.
so
the
it is
NFL Network.
So he doesn't have to disclose that in this case, then, right?
Yeah, it's like the NFL Network the NFL who's partnering with. He doesn't have to disclose it. It's his employer's. It's his employer's marketplace, pretty much. So yeah,
that's why I'm thinking like he doesn't have to disclose like ad or anything like that. It's just a fat bonus.
Just a fat bonus. Yeah, absolutely. But they have opened up to the public. So Friday will be their first drop to the public. So there's a huge NFL. There's a ton of NFL fans out there. It's probably more popular than basketball in America, at least obviously in the fall. But yeah, we'll see.
I like how he said sources.
Sources, right? I think just to make it sound, I don't know. It's that part makes it weird, right?
Breaking.
Yeah, breaking. That's kind of weird. Do you plan on taking part in this drop on Friday?
Yeah, I like participating in the first of things, right? So like, some of the beta packs, the private packs, and then now the public pack. Probably be a part of it, but would I be a part of the second public pack drop? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's so weird. Like in the NFL All Day, like the actual website itself, whenever you look at Top Shot and you look at All Day looks like it was made 10 years ago compared to Top Shot. Like it's still, even though it's the newer product, it looks like it's the older one. It already looks out of date. So it feels like there's already a different team. Whoever the sources are from Ian, they need to up the game in the marketing department.
Yeah. I like the NFL more than I do the NBA. But in terms of products, I don't know if it was because they were like first to market with Top Shot, but obviously I think Top Shot is doing much, much better than NFL All Day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We have another piece of Dapper news, just real quick. Dapper, they've announced news for Top Shot. They have this new drop mechanism. Now they're just doing RSVP drops. So the old days, as y'all remember, as we all know, you would have to get in the queue. They open it up an hour before the pack drops. You get in. Once the pack drops, you're assigned a random spot in line. You have to wait in the line. Once your spot is called or like you make it to the front of the line, then you buy your pack. Now they have this new system where they're going to have a certain time frame before a pack is released. Maybe it's a few days. You just go on the website. All you have to do is click, hey, that sounds good to me. I want to be a part of this drop. Click RSVP. Confirm the Dapper balance that you have. It basically places a hold on the Dapper balance that the pack is going to be costing, and then that's it. And then you'll get an email at the time of the drop if you are chosen or not. So it's literally a sneakerhead drop. It's sneakers. It's Adidas. It's the exact same thing that sneakers how they drop their shoes, right? You sign up for it. They place a hold on it. You wait in line. Then the draw happens, and if you win, they airdrop the pack, take your money. If not, you get the lock removed on your money. So I think it's good for the casual people out there. I think a lot more people are going to be going for drops now. So I think the degens, like the people that maybe are listening to this stream, or I think they probably would prefer the old way, because you would filter out a lot of the casual people, because they may not have the time, or they may forget to do the lineup. So I think you'll have a lot more people participating in drops, which is good overall for the ecosystem. But yeah, I mean, you're not. I know you're not as big as a Top Shot person now. Do you have any general thoughts on this new change?
On the Top Shot RSVP drops, no, not really. The one thing is that I've really failed to like keep up with a lot of the Top Shot mechanics, and I know they've announced a lot of things probably like in the last 3 to 4 months, where it's pretty much all changed. Yeah. And I remember they kind of like announced, or they nerfed sets, right? Like at some point, nerfed the collector score for sets, or like the benefits.
Kind of, yeah. They just changed it. Now it's based off the dollar amount, pretty much you spend. Yeah.
So keeping up with that, and then what qualifies me for this drop, that drop, ticket trade tickets and stuff like that is just kind of like another headache, somewhat like ZED. So I got to dive back into it. I still literally have all my Top Shot stuff. I hardly sell like ever. Yeah. So I just need to dive back in, get into it, and see if I can make some of these packs.
Yeah. Yep. That is it for the Top Shot news. We've got some other news. We don't need to spend too much time on this, but I thought it would be. I thought it's interesting to mention, at least an honorable mention. We talked about the Sandbox earlier, so Gordon Ramsay and the Sandbox apparently are partnering, and they're bringing Hell's Kitchen, as the TV show that Gordon Ramsay is basically, his TV show. It's been famous and everything, where it's this cooking competition, and it's coming to the Sandbox. There's going to be a virtual restaurant, some kind of virtual competition. I don't know how it's going to be, but you can kind of see some of the video here. You've got the Hell's Kitchens coming to the Sandbox. So what do you think about this?
I think it's going to be an interesting activation. It's kind of funny to see Gordon Ramsay, to think of him in the metaverse, but I do enjoy that he's like a character, persona that's can be enjoyed by almost everybody in the household. Maybe if you have like the bleeps on or whatever, because he does use some language sometimes.
He enjoys
a lot of times. But anyways, he's just funny, man. Like, I don't know if I would like to work for him or work with him, but just watching him, he's definitely that dude. So
he's that guy. So feel free. I mean, if anyone's interested in that, you can go to the Sandbox Twitter, or go to Gordon Ramsay's Twitter. There's a link in there where you can register and kind of sign up to be a part of whatever that means to be released. I haven't really looked into it much past that, so I don't know what it actually is. But I figured it's a pretty big name entering the metaverse and being part of Sandbox, so I thought it was worth an honorable mention at the end of our stream. But I wanted to end today's stream with listen. We're in the middle of a bear market. Everyone's down bad. The toxicity is through the roof right now, and I think we need some positivity. But I think we need to find that positivity through other people's misfortune. You know what I mean? Ooh. I think that's the best kind of positivity, and just the way to make us feel better.
So we are other people down, so that way we can be lifted up.
Absolutely, we want to kick someone while they're down, so that we feel better ourselves. And we're gonna do that to end off our stream by looking through some recent Wrecked Guy confessions. So for those that don't know, Wrecked Guy is an NFT project. I think it's by OSF. I don't actually own any of it. I just think it's I love following it. and on his Twitter page, people submit stories of like their downfalls in crypto or NFTs, and he'll post like, "Hey, wrecked guy confessions," and post the blurb that someone sent them. It's all anonymous. So let's get into some of these. Wrecked guy confessions. I turned down a $40,000 offer for my goblin because I thought it would be the new BAYC. Could have paid for college. Oof.
That's double whammy because you're actually paying for college. That's tough.
Yeah. So this person, they had an offer for quite a bit. It looks like they had an above average, like an above floor goblin, and he's probably not getting anywhere close to that now today. Maybe a couple thousand. So that's a big F. Next one. In 2021, I had enough from my GF and I to quit our jobs and move closer to family. Finally bought an engagement ring. Fast forward 2 months and I lost my GF, my dog, and most of my money. Now have to move back in with my parents to rebuild. Wrecked, but still here. Though they're positive at the end, but this person may be down bad. They may be the most down bad person of the year.
Dang.
I like how he just threw in like lost their dog too. Like,
yeah, I'm not worried about
sad.
the girlfriend. Girlfriends, they can be replaced. Dogs, never.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you gotta like there's some responses. Like, if you're reading this, you'll come back stronger. So it's people are being positive out there still. That's good to see. We like that.
Change your PFP.
Change your PFP though. Oh my god! All right, spent over 100K on mass, which was a pack drop for the pack merge drop. Didn't realize utility would mean merging back home into my parents' basement. Oof. I mean, you kind of did that to yourself, right?
Yeah.
You invested in pack, which I think you and I are pretty much on the same page here. Like, I never really bought pack. I've always kind of actively funded pack. I thought I didn't get the allure. I thought it was just a whole lot of nothing. And guess what? It is. So I feel less bad for this person than I do some of the others.
So I did interact or buy a lot of the pack stuff, but I kind of realized early on, like, hey, that system that he was doing, the whole waiting around and complexity of whatever he was trying to make, like, it was just too much for me to keep up with. And the fact that, like, he was only letting so many people into the Discord at some time to get the announcements you needed for the project, I was like, all right, this is stupid. So I mean, thankfully I sold out of pretty much I sold out of everything that I have whatever.
I never understood why people held him on a pedestal, because it was the most low effort stuff we've seen in the space. It's like it's circles, it's squares. Here, you can buy it for $5,000. Like, it makes no sense. It's crazy. If you didn't see this coming, then you're insane. So sorry for this guy, but you kind of did that to yourself, like I'm totally said in the chat. All right, next one. This was my retirement strategy at one point. It's just a picture of a monster, which I've never even heard of. This
shout
project.
Shout out Snow on this one on Monsters, because this guy called the alpha. He got an email from OpenSea or something like that. He's like, hey, OpenSea free mint, of this and that. It was like a free mint or 0.02 mint. And he's like, yo, these are a 0.6 floor. Everybody go mint them.
Oh no.
Yo, Snow minted it, sold it Insta for like 0.6, 0.7, made out like a bandit.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad he sold. So thankfully this isn't Snow that submitted this, right? This is someone else. This one made me laugh because I guess I'm glad I avoided it, but yeah, monsters and interesting. All right, next one. This one made me laugh. My whole family is still in the Little Lemons friends. I shilled them. It was funny in the family group chat in February when we all got in. Then it turned quiet. Now everyone keeps saying I owe them $2,000.
Yo, at least that's only one ETH. But that's tough. I mean, I remember Little Lemon Friends was the vibe for like 1 or 2 weeks. But that's the thing. Like, literally, it started way back then where these projects were flash in the pan. They're hot until they're not. And then it's easy to get caught up in the midnight mints or midnight trading. Hey, you gotta grab a bag of these Little Lemons, and some people did. Like, some people even in our server did grab quite a big bag of Little Lemons.
And this is the reason why I never tell anybody what to buy. I always give them the disclaimer, like, hey, I'm never gonna tell you what to buy, I'm gonna give you the tools to do your own research, and if you like it, then buy it. But I'm not gonna. If you want to look at what I buy, then sure. But I'm not gonna tell you what to buy because I'm never gonna be in this situation where I feel like I owe somebody, and especially some of my family. Have you ever shilled a project to your family and now it's worth less?
No, not at
Yeah.
all. Actually, I told my family like, nah, this is probably gonna be an L, but I'm buying it.
There
I
you
always
go.
started off like that because like expectations are low, and then if it does go up, then you did something.
And Tully's right. This is BYOA. This is a good indicator. This is a good example of why you need to BYOA. You need to be your own alpha. And also, while it's up here, can we just appreciate Tully's profile picture on Twitch? And Tully's in the DAO, and he owns a part of an ape, so his profile picture is literally like the left ear of an ape. So, fantastic. That is Tully's portion of the ape.
I think that's a little bit more. He kind of like generous there with the
I think you need to cut off some of that hat a little bit, maybe. I don't
a little too much.
Yeah,
For my comfort
actually,
level.
yeah, we need to put a vote together in the DAO, and we need to discuss this, and there may be repercussions. I don't know. All right, last one. I flipped a Bored Ape into 40 Coolmans, 20 capsule houses, and some looks. I'm down 95%, and I know it's not coming back. Is this Sicko? I don't know. At one point, Sicko wanted to sell the DAO Ape and buy like 60 Coolmans. So I don't know, but this is this guy's down bad, or this girl, whoever this is, they're down bad.
Depending on the timing of this, like he could have been up at some point and then went straight down, bro. But like depending on the timing, he could have made out decent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Sicko always says this. He says every single time. He says that whenever he made that proposal, the Coolman's pumped from 1.2 to 2. Do you think listen, Sicko? You know how long it takes us to vote on proposals. How long is it going to take us to approve 40 transactions and sell the actual top of Coolman's? Like, it wouldn't have happened. We would be holding those right now.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
We'd be down bad just like this.
DAOs aren't that great for bulk activity.
Yeah. 6.5 weeks. That is how long it would take us.
But if we would have cashed out that ape, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, now there's talk, so maybe we sell the ape for some gutter cats. Maybe we send it. We get that gang token coming out. All right, that's it. I thought it'd be fun to end the stream with some wrecked guy confessions, so we can laugh on the inside, on the outside, while we're crying on the inside. But all right, yo, Jeremy, do you have any final shout outs, any news or notes for us, for the stream, for the viewers?
Yeah, let me put on the fanny pack right quick. I gotta get dripped out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm just here with my fanny pack. Don't judge me on my drip. But no, one other thing is that obviously we did kind of showcase the token frame here today, and the 2 token frames behind me purchased with my own money, but we are affiliated with Token Frame now, so if you guys want to check them out and get yourself a token frame, it doesn't matter what size, whatever you guys may like. There are other brands out there. You don't have to stick with Token Frame, but I've enjoyed the experience so far with these. There's a little hiccup with the sharing access, but they literally just released that this week, so I'm sure there's a couple bugs to figure out there. But if you do want to pick up a token frame, it's tokenframe.com/NFA, and that would support the boys.
We like that. I think I'm gonna have to get one so people can also put their NFTs behind my back. Maybe I replace the ghost horse and put a token frame there. I would just be worried about. I mean, listen, we know the type of people that our boys are, that listen to, or our group is, that listens to here, and some people that listen, they don't know, and I can already picture some NFTs that would be put up into that token frame while we're streaming, and I may have to turn off the camera if something happens, So I don't know what the play about here. Yeah, I gotta have absolutely just be ready just to. And then we're back. All right, we're back.
Exactamundo. But no, we got a sneak peek of some of the stuff that we have in the works behind the scenes. And I know we kind of mentioned this like on our weekly recap, but it's getting closer and closer, and it's like I can't wait to start. I've said too much. I said too much.
Yeah.
But we're like right there. We're close there, boys.
We're excited.
Like, probably 2 more weekly recaps, and that's about it. So maybe we do a little actual sneak peek next week.
Maybe we do. Yeah, I think we do like a real quick really brief one.
Like an employee PFP.
Like an employee PFP. We do that kind of sneak peek. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything. I think it's been, it's a good Thursday. That's a good note to end on. It's right at 2 hours, which is what we usually end up with. We'll be back next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, we still do some pop-up streams. I was ripping some Top Shot this week. Maybe we'll do some ZED Run with the lending. We'll still try to do some impromptu random streams to pop up and just and kind of vibe out. So stay tuned. What you got?
I'll just announce it here, even though I don't have the link set up. But we are giving. I'll just announce it because I'm gonna announce it so that way you guys can hold me accountable to make the freaking link, so that way you can go and claim it. But we are partnering kind of like with Meta Brew Society. So if you have not heard about Meta Brew Society, that is kind of like a brewery that is like true and like old-fashioned, like German. They're literally located in Germany. They already have an existing pub. They have a manufacturing process. They've been making beer. Anyways, we're going to partner with them, and we're giving 50 of you probably priority access to the OGs, and whoever doesn't claim, then we'll let it go out to everybody else. But we're going to partner with them, and we're going to have our own like little custom label on the beer, and you guys will be able to claim an allow-less spot for their mint, plus like I think it's like 3 to 6 cans of free beer. Ooh. So you get some beer from the NFA boys. It's on us. This round's on us.
Sorry. Good luck to everybody except Gokina, basically. Sorry, Gokina. Maybe a few. Wait a few years and you can hop in there.
Yeah. So I did ask them about that. They said the only verification they do is through credit card, and like basically because there's a law over there that you can't have a card unless you're over like the legal drinking age. So that's how they do it. So I'm not saying if you're under 21 you can still order it, but
your parents can order it.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyways, free beer for the boys and the girls, everybody in the NFA family. So Meta Brew Society, I'll post the link there on Twitter, so keep an eye out.
Cool. Yeah, definitely a good shout out. I almost forgot about that. Cool. Do you have any plans coming up? Because you did a little Gods Unchained stream a little bit. Do you have anything else up your sleeve?
I do have like some video content, probably not live. It'll probably be like a little YouTube or Twitter video, but I do have some content coming out for the boys.
Ooh, there we go. All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. Hope everybody had a great Thursday. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Definitely appreciate y'all for stopping by. We feel the support. We love y'all. Any final sign off you got? What you got?
We're ramping up, man. I can't wait. But we wouldn't be here building and like building. We wouldn't be here building this though if it weren't for you guys, and we appreciate all the support. So appreciate y'all showing up, showing out as always.
Check that posture. Stay hydrated. Touch some grass. Above all, be your own alpha. Don't be a wrecked guy confession. Don't end up there. Be your own alpha. Peace.
See ya.